Hello, everybody. I want to talk about ghosts in your home. Now, I know about this firsthand. When I got out of Vietnam, 1972, I bought my first home. Bought my first home, amazingly an easy deal. Uh, didn't even want a down payment. $5,000. You can have this home. It was a city home. I said, wow, that's a deal. So we took it and went in. And I found that after living there and noticing strange things happening and then talking to the neighbors, I found out that this home was the home of a powwow doctor. Powwow doctor is kind of a more modern equivalent of a witch doctor. Are found here in the Northeast, at least. Big influence of the Pennsylvania Dutch, also connected to Amish and Mennonites, etc. But at the home of a powwow doctor. Now, certain things happen like regular. Found that around 10 o'clock you could hear the individual coming up the steps. Apparently that was his bedtime, 10 o'clock, and you could hear the footsteps quite clearly going up the steps at 10 o'clock. He was also one he liked to turn things on and off. He liked to turn on the water in the tub and also liked to flash the lights. And also he would show up as a gray shape. I was one of the first in the era to experiment with big screen televisions. This TV had about a 5 foot diagonal screen. It was a projection TV. It was something new, and I was just doing a demo for some people. We were watching a nice show, and I was sitting right toward the bottom of the steps because I left all the other people sit right directly in the path of the television so they got the best picture. So I was just off to the side sitting there, and as I was sitting there and we were watching the show, I noticed a gray shadow moving around upstairs. Well, I knew I had about 8 people there at the house, so I took a quick inventory, and everyone was there downstairs between the living room, dining room, and kitchen. So my friend, of course, was moving around upstairs. Didn't shock me. I was used to it. His place of business where he did his powwowing and everything like was in the third floor, and the door to the third floor would open all the time. I would sit boxes of carpet tile in front of the door, and they would move the door and the boxes of carpet tile. And I'd find them open, and I know that he was busy doing something. So there are certain signs, certain things that you will notice if there's some kind of entity in your home. And I just want to go over a few of those things for you. What are the signs that a ghost could be haunting your home? Well, one of the signs is that ghosts have been known to write on your walls. Sometimes it'll just be something simple like get out. Another symptom might be if you're having reoccurring terrifying dreams. You got dreams that send you into a deep sweat, into a deep fear, and they keep reoccurring again and again. Definitely a sign that you may be having interference from ghosts in your home. And another symptom may be you have an appliance that turns itself on by itself. I don't know if anybody has noticed that, but every now and then something will turn itself on by itself, like a light. Either you have a very defective device or you're being accompanied by a spirit. Another frequent symptom of having a ghost in your home is the annoying, very intense feeling of being watched. You know you're home, you know the doors are locked, you pull down the shades and the windows, but you just have this feeling that someone is watching you. Definitely a distinct symptom that you may be accompanied by a spirit. Another one, shadows. Now, shadows, extremely dark shadows, they're a very good symptom that something is in your home. Now, if you've never had it, you just can't believe it. These shadows appear darker than dark. I had the experience of encountering one of these shadows, and it was quite a shaky experience. In the second home that we bought, if you would enter my home, you'd enter my home, walk across about 16 foot of living room, and you come to a doorway with a stairway down to the basement. The other side of that doorway is the kitchen. We had a stove at the bottom of the stairs. We used that stove to heat the home, and so we took the door off of there and left that open. So the lights would be off downstairs. We'd be doing whatever we had to do upstairs. On occasion, I walked by and I saw a darker than dark shadow go across. No, it must be my imagination. And then one day I came and I looked downstairs and I saw the shadow coming, just entering from the far side of the doorway. Turned and I stared intently at the shadow. As the shadow got right in the middle, what would be like the middle of the stairway, it stopped. It looked like a person with a dark hoodie on. There were no lights on, it was dark. This was darker than dark. And then this hoodie turned. Like you could see this creature shadow, whatever you want to call it, turn and face me. And I got the biggest chill I've ever got in my life. I knew then that I had not been imagining things. There was something there. And as soon as he had turned and looked at me, then he turned back and walked right through the wall. If your pets or your children are behaving strangely, watch your children. If the young children have imaginary friends, be sure that everything is all right with these imaginary friends. If your child is like normally well behaved and then starts doing things that are not quite good, or doing things that could get him in trouble, or maybe finding himself crying for no apparent reason, definitely could be a symptom of an entity being with you. And another one that unfortunately I think many people have experienced, I know I have, items that are moved in your home. You come in, you place something in a certain spot on the end table or hang at a certain spot on a hook, and you go for it, the place that you always place it, and it's moved. It's not there. You begin to hunt the house, you begin to hunt all over your home, trying to figure out what happened, what you could have done with it, or who could have knocked it on the floor. Sometimes you'll find them in strange places, and then sometimes after you hunt all over the house, you will come back and it'll be very close to where you had originally placed the item. And of course, you wonder, how could I miss that? How could I have possibly missed it? Because I was here, I looked for it, and all of a sudden, I can't find it, and I walked right past this several times while I'm hunting the house, and here it is, just a little bit of ways from where I had left it. It's definitely one of the signs that you could have some entities in your home. Anyway, this is a quick look at things that people have found that turned out to be heading them in a direction of their home being haunted. So any of these things might be occurring. Take a good long look, study it thoroughly. I'm keeping a very basic diary of what has happened, when, and where, and to whom it has happened. You'll be able to see if this is just a once or twice and done, or if you have a problem that's building and getting worse and getting worse. Anyway, thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, share, and feel free to leave a comment. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.